I'm going to show you how I applique my gnome on my mug rug. So this is my sewing machine. I do everything on my sewing machine. You don't need anything special. I do a zigzag stitch, which that's what it would look like. And then I change the length of it all the way down to 0.5. You could even go down to 0.3. I'm happy with the 0.5. I'm not washing this or anything. And it gives it a really nice edge to my appliques. I'm very happy with it. I just use normal thread, all purpose, nothing fancy. I have already put heat and bond on the back of this little applique piece right here. The pattern pieces are in the blog post, so make sure you go look for those if you want to do a gnome like I am. I've shown you that I have a zigzag stitch where I've shortened the length down to 0.5 millimeters, and I have a coordinating thread in my machine. So now I'm just gonna set my needle up so it's right on the edge of my applique. And I'm gonna start going. There is nothing special about this. It's just a really short zigzag. I'm gonna go all the way around. When I get to an outside corner, I just pivot with my needle down. When you've gone all the way around, you can either back stitch, or if your machine does it, you can just do a knot. There is my first layer of my applique. I'm gonna hold under here so you can actually see it. Now I'm gonna trim that red thread and go and adhere the next layer, which will be either the hat or the beard. To adhere it to the background fabric, you just press with a hot iron, no steam, for 2 to 5 seconds. Make sure it's adhered. The thicker your applique is, the harder it is to get it to adhere. I have actually had good luck with, if I can't get if I feel like I have to reposition it or something like that, I'll actually peel it off, and then I'll use the 505 temporary spray to hold it in place while I applique. This is a cotton woven, so it's not stretching and it's not, having any issue. If you want to do an applique on a t-shirt, I highly suggest getting this. It's totally stable, iron-on tearaway stabilizer, and you would actually put that on the back of your t-shirt or stretch. That way your fabric doesn't get stretched out. For this mug rug, I didn't need that because I'm just using a woven. So I'm gonna go iron on my next piece and I'll be right back. So I went ahead and actually ironed on my next 2 pieces, and I had sort of an epiphany. I didn't even need to do the stitching across the top of the body because my hat and my beard actually butt up against each other. And so I could have just done the other 3 sides of the body, ironed those 2 pieces on, and then gone right across the middle. It would have been slightly less bulky. I'm not concerned. It's not a big deal. You do you, boo-boo. I went ahead and did this because I'll go right across here with red, so it'll look like a brim for the hat, and then I'll keep going, and then I'll come back with the cream. There's my hat. It's ready to go. So now I'm going to change thread to a cream and go around, change thread to a cream and go around my beard. Now I'm ready to go around my beard. I'm not going to go across the top here again. See, I'm rethinking that because it could add a little bit of life. I think I'm just going to go around the bottom. So I will actually backstitch at the top here just to really make sure it's secure. So I've found that going slow on these points, my thread is caught. On these points can just help you navigate the corners. I don't worry too much about it. I just want it for the cuteness factor. But I do try and pivot instead of like going around it slowly. I don't want to curve. I want something a little sharper. I've also found that going into the fabric a slightly bit more can, you know, add a little bit of texture, a little bit of interest. That thread. Whew. This is why you shouldn't have long threads. There we go. One thing you'll notice is when I get to the bottom of these points, I actually kind of go straight across for just a few stitches, and then I go back up. I don't want to go, like that was maybe 4 stitches. I tried to make it 3, but I wasn't quite quick enough. I don't want to go so long that it ends up being wide, but it just helps me actually get a point there. So at the end you either want to backstitch or make a knot. So here you go. You can see I did halfway decent getting the points, but some of these are a little wonky, and guess what? I don't mind. I think it gives them a little bit of character. Over here my thread got caught in my stitches. I'll just go back in with some tiny scissors and trim that. Now we're ready for a nose. I think I might also put in a little mouth on this one because I'm feeling sassy. Let me go get my nose and adhere that and then find a thread that matches it. I'll be right back. So when you're doing a circle or an oval, it's really good to go slow so that you can make a lot of small adjustments to get the shape just right. And there he is. He's got a very funny nose. So now I'm actually going to use a pencil. Okay, so now I'm actually going to use a pencil and mark where I want to stitch. You can use a erasable pen or whatever floats your boat. I just have a pencil here. And I'm not even sure if you can really see that, but I'm going to go back with black thread. You could also do this with a little bit of embroidery floss and, you know, just a simple back stitch. I'm going to try it this way. If I don't like it, I'll take it out. So one thing that I forgot to mention was to go back to a straight stitch before you do this. Let's see what we think. He's pretty cute. What do you think? I think it's pretty cute. So now I'm ready to do my quilt sandwich and continue on with the rest of my construction. Have fun!